I'm over here. I knew I was forgetting something. It's like I'm about to go live, never fails. Something's bothering me. It's like I forgot to do something. I'm going through the checklist in my head. I got my music. I got everything. Of course, what did I forget to do? I forgot to put myself in my own live stream. It's like, I knew I was forgetting something, but that's okay. That's fine. All that was a screen of was my epidemic sound soundboard. So it's not like it was that big of a deal. So welcome everybody to another Wednesday live stream featuring me. Now I remember. Now I know what I forgot. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Give me a minute. You know, it's like, no, it's like, you know what? No, this is why I joke about not being a professional, because I'm not. You know, this is live streaming. We know how it works. We're lucky we get this far. So there we go. Oh, okay. Now I remember. Now I remember everything. I think I got everything. There we go. All right, whatever. All right. Oh, yeah. So like I said, featuring me, whoever I am, and hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which is currently on Kickstarter right now. And we have, I think, like 8 days to go. Either 9 or 8 days, either or. We have just over a week left on Kickstarter before the campaign closes out. I'd like to thank the 71 people who supported the book so far. So thank you so much. We'll talk more about that in a bit. And I am known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which returns to Kickstarter late spring 2023. I'm still working out the schedule for that, so it might be a little bit sooner than later, but it's definitely coming back to Kickstarter with issue 6 already. I still can't believe it. I know if you watch me on the vlogs, I'm constantly saying that too. I still can't believe I'm up to issue 6 already, but that's where we are. And also, I am co-host with Nita Lanning, who is in the background watching and guarding the VIP room. So, you know, be nice to her, and she'll, you know, and maybe she'll also show your comments up on the screen. But like I said, I'm co-host with Nita Lanning on the Raging to the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday on the Indie Comics Network at 11 a.m. Eastern. And before I forget, the Oswald Chronicles is back on Kickstarter as well. I think it's in its last couple of weeks as well, or its last week, or a little over a week. I'm not sure. We kind of started the campaigns around the same time. I think he might have less time than me on there. But the Oswald Chronicles on the Wings of Deirdre. It is a complete story in 3 issues in 1 campaign. So if you've never heard of Oswald before, this is the perfect place to jump onto the story bandwagon, because it's 1 complete story, standalone, and yeah, all the links to all the campaigns, including a bunch of other really cool campaigns, are in the show notes below. So make sure you check that out. Yeah, so, and also in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network and on Twitch as well. And yes, and I see you, the 9 people next to my giant eyeball on the Streamyard screen, watching me from regions beyond. And yes, if you are watching me from Facebook, if you're watching me from Twitter, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. You know, it's a lot easier for us to have a nice conversation, because sometimes Facebook acts up and Twitter doesn't really allow me. It actually doesn't allow me to see your comments at all on this video. So come on over to YouTube. And while you're here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down, because the algorithm can't tell the difference. Hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my content, any of my videos go live, either on this channel or on the Indie Comics Network as well. So yeah, so subscribe to both channels. It'll be fun. There's a lot going on. So who's joining us today on in the chat? So hello, John Celestri, master animator John Celestri, who had his first show on the Indie Comics Network After Dark, where he was doing some real live animating. Yeah, I have to watch that from the beginning. And I just want to say, just watching the few minutes that I was able to catch, because I was doing my taxes at the time, I went to a website, I forgot what it was called, and almost bought animation paper and a little peg thing to hold the paper. But I figure I wait a little bit until I get that. Because you know what? It's just like, John just explained it so not easily, because animation is still an effort, but he made it less intimidating for me to do it. So I figured, like, you know what, let me bite the bullet and actually try to do this, Oh, there we go. So Nita, like I said, Nita is also in the background, and it's like, yeah, she has it with her 37 windows open, keeping an eye on everything. So she didn't know until the music popped up. So my sound is muted. How's my sound, Nita? No, it's good. Okay. All right. So that's probably from before. Then yes, that's probably from before. Hello, Charles. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Yeah, no, I am not gonna get my shit together ever. that's just not in the cards. It's just, look, it just is what it is, right? Hey, Efrain, and hello, Patrick, hello. And like I said, here are the links in the chat for some of the books that are available. Yes, it's like, absolutely, we're all sexy here, Efrain. And hello, Heather, hello. No, you are not. I have plenty of people who watch on Facebook. Absolutely not. If it's like, that's where a lot of people who do watch the show. So that's why I also broadcast on Facebook. It's just that sometimes I don't get the notifications from Facebook that someone had commented. So that's just the only thing. So but so far I'm seeing your comments on Facebook. So I am doing well. We had a close call today. We had a very close call today. Actually, it's been like the last week. A little literal housekeeping here. We thought we had to replace our tankless water heater, which wouldn't have been a fun thing for us to do. And for the last couple of days, me and JD have been suffering through literal cold showers. Not fun. So we had a plumber come out today, and it turned out it was just a stupid fuse that was broken on the thing. So he replaced it really quick, and now we have hot water now. So I'm actually happier than I should be, because that's how you know you're an adult, when you realize you don't have to spend several $1,000s replacing necessary equipment in your house. So oh, hello, welcome from Twitch, welcome, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, and what's cooking? Well, some sketch covers is going to be cooking in a minute. So no, there are some things that you do just have to hire a professional to do. And plumbing is one of them. It's like, that's just what it is. It's like, there's just some things you just have to outsource. But the trick is trying to find a plumber that won't just outright say you have to replace the entire system, as opposed to just changing a fuse that not even took 10 minutes for the guy to do. So thank you so much to the plumber for saving the day. So a bunch of things happening today. So last week I was working on my swatches, if you caught me last week, and I actually got through some more. So for those of you who don't watch the vlogs, but you just watch this show, um, I was working on swatches for all my markers and whatnot, because I think, which one was I working on? Yeah, I think I was working on this. I was working on this page last time. And because what it is that I'm going through all my art supplies, cleaning stuff out, throwing stuff out that I don't use, and swatching the stuff that I am keeping, you know. Um, and and the thing is that yeah, you know what, it's like the thing that I learned is that if you're not using it, if you haven't used it in the last year and a half at least, you're probably never going to use it. But at least I know the markers I was going to use. So I swatched, so I was able to swatch all of my Copics, and hopefully by keeping it in the book, I'll, like I explained last week, it'll keep the colors from fading. So when I have to actually do work, I could just look in my book and the colors would still be true. So now the thing is though, so if you guys remember, I was talking about these Dr. Martin's watercolors that I had from when I was back at SVA. We're talking about a while ago, back in the late 90s. Let's just put it that way. And I was a little concerned that the colors, that maybe the dyes didn't like work. So but I swatched them anyway, because everyone kept saying, oh no, the worst that happens is that the pigment separates and just shake it, which is true. However, what I learned is that there's certain colors that don't survive the test of time. And one of them, you see this brown here, that's actually supposed to be red. And so it's supposed to be vermilion, but I named it not vermilion because in the end, it's still a color. And I figured, well, I could probably still use it anyway, regardless. But the pigment, the red, whatever red pigment was in this color completely disappeared over the decades. And I know that my grays, these three grays, are not exactly accurate either anymore, because it's like they're supposed to be a light gray, medium gray, dark gray, and they all look the same right now, which I know for a fact from the original chart that I made, they're supposed to be slightly different. So that's the thing though. So that's also, that was helpful in catching up with doing swatches. Although this is the swatches for all my Poscas, the acrylic paint ones, which ended up really, really, I mean, really vibrant. I mean, I didn't swatch them since I got them, and I'm really surprised at how well these hold up. But it's acrylic paint, so I don't expect them to be going anywhere. But yeah, I mean, so you just can't really see like these, the metallic ones that are like, oh, you see, what did I tell you? So I just got the notice on my screen that it says that we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. So if you are watching this from my business page, you probably lost the feed, or you're about to lose the feed. So, that's why I tell everybody to come over to YouTube. So I'm just going to, just pretty much let, just let this rectify, and that's it. Oh, look at that. All my Facebooks are having trouble right now. So you see, that's why I keep saying, because I corrected it, and now the other every other Facebook account is now showing up in the red on my screen. So that's what it is. That's why all the sexy people are here on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. It's like I wasn't expecting it. I'm gonna leave the screen as it is. Maybe it'll rectify itself, but it doesn't. Wait a minute. Let's see. A local artist had their house broken into. They tried describing their lost work, but the details were sketchy. No! I love jokes like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zeto, for the joke. That was actually I must remember that to torture people next time for. So so yeah, exactly. YouTube baby. That's right. Yeah, so that's what I was up to since I still have to swatch out my Prismacolors, which in the end I decided to buy a whole new set as opposed to kind of fight with the markers that I have now, because they're all in various stages of dead or dying. And instead of wasting paper on it, I figured it's like, you know what? It's about time for me to buy more markers anyway. So I think it's this coming Friday, I have new markers coming in. So when that happens, I'm just going to throw out what I have here, just straight up throw it out. And yeah, and then we'll start from scratch with brand new markers in the book too. So yeah, so that's kind of like what I've been doing, just kind of like going through my supplies. I actually threw out some brushes too when I was doing the swatches for the Dr. Martens, because they all like, I put them in the water and then they all separated. All the bristles got all nasty. And it's like, okay, out. It just goes to show you that it's actually really good. What an artist meets his rival. What does he say? I'm challenging you for a doodle. Oh my goodness. It's like absolutely. Thank you. Like I said, thank you, Zento. And thank you, Heather. I was just just to show you my level of humor, I was watching Minions 2, The Rise of Gru, and I was laughing my ass off throughout the entire thing. That's just my vibe. That's just my vibe. So there you go, Heather. You see? Yeah, exactly. Left just in time. You see? Facebook completely pooped out. I told you. Not a comedy channel, that's for sure, Allison. Hello, Allison. So yeah, so for all of you, so for all you artists in the chat, even watching or whatnot, it's like, you know what, it really is worth it going through all your drawers. Someone had mentioned a junk drawer. Now we, especially as artists, have multiple junk drawers. We just have so much stuff. And it really is worth it for you to kind of like go through your stuff, make sure everything's working. I cleared out a lot of space just by doing that. And speaking of cleaning, right? As you can see on the screen right below me, right here, I remembered, you see, that's how long it was since I had these books. I ended up refinding a stack of sketch covers that I was like collecting for a little bit. It's like, and as you can see here, it's like I have like My Little Pony, I have Rocket Raccoon, I have Mickey Mouse, I have Uncle Scrooge, Donald Duck. I mean, and I have like a couple of more, but it's like, it's like I figure I like kind of like stick with these right now. And I found like a whole stack of sketch covers, as if like I don't have enough of my own sketch covers, to still work on. But so when I saw this stack, it's like, you know what? Maybe it's like, I was supposed to be digitally coloring today. That's the thing. With Peacekeepers, or with only like with Peacekeepers ending next Friday on the 17th, I am really trying to get EGORAVEN issue 6 completely colored and finished, and because I really want to get that done before or around when Peacekeepers finishes, so that I at least have that book done, and then that way I have all the panels that I need to finish the trailer that I have already set up. I just need to put the artwork in it, and just get that campaign ready to rock and roll when Tall Tales completes, finally finishes. I'm thinking of probably probably giving it 2 weeks, kind of like let everything settle for 2 weeks before I hit the pre-launch button on that campaign. Or if Kickstarter will allow me, I'm just going to hit the pre-launch page the second this one is finished. So I don't know. It depends on what they let me do. I might just wait the 2 weeks. I need to give myself a little mental breather between campaigns. But yeah, I was supposed to be coloring today, but after finding all these all these sketch covers, I kind of felt a little bit, let's break it up a bit. Let's break up. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, all of Facebook went down. Oh, now everyone is, yeah, exactly. It's like everyone is panicking. It's like everybody hates social media until the whole thing goes down, and then everyone starts like, oh my God, what are we going to do without it? Oh, hey, Joseph, hey. Yes, sketch covers. Yeah. So I decided that today we're going to work on some little traditional stuff, a little sketching, a little inking, maybe if we get to that point. But okay. So here is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I don't know how to count. So here are the 5 covers that I have here. So like I said, I have My Little Pony, I have Rocket Raccoon, I have Mickey Mouse, I have Tio Patinhas, I have Pato Donald here. And yeah, so which one does everybody want to see? Want to see me work on today? So let's choose one today. So yeah, so so we already got a vote for My Little Pony by Nita. What else we got? Who do we have? Let's give everybody we'll give everybody some time to percolate. So it's already like 24 minutes in. And Amadeo as a My Little Pony. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg did not pay his Verizon bill. Yeah, I know, really. we all know how Verizon sucks too. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna count that as 2 votes for My Little Pony. So there we go. Okay, so we have 1 Rocket Raccoon. We have Rocket Raccoon in the lead here. Well, no, we have Rocket Raccoon here. My Little Pony is in the lead. Yeah. So what else? What else? Who else got something to say here? It's like, what do you want to see? So yeah. So far, My Little Pony or Rocket Raccoon. The other 3, like I said, Mickey Mouse, Uncle Scrooge, and Donald Duck. So yeah, I don't even remember when did I get these books? Jeez, I don't even what is the date on it, because this is Rocket Raccoon number 1. So I don't know what's the year on this. Oh, okay. So we have 1 Mickey Mouse. Okay, so we have 3 My Little Pony in the lead. We have 1 My Little Pony, 1 Rocket Raccoon, and 1 Mickey Mouse that Charles wants to see Mighty Mouse on instead. So let's see. So let me see. When did this come out? So this is the cover to the Rocket Raccoon cover. This is the actual cover. I think it's what is that? Scotty Young. And does this have a date? Well, it says here number 2 is coming out 2014. So you see, no wonder I forgot about these things. Yeah. Oh, Joe. Yeah. So we are voting on which sketch cover I'm going to be working on. So far, My Little Pony is in the lead with Rocket Raccoon and Mickey Mouse right behind it. So, so yeah. So so these are like pre-pandemic comics. Oh, very pre-pandemic. 2014. This is why you need to clean out your spaces. You know, like I don't even know, like this. Let me look at this. Let me look at this My Little Pony. We have My Little Pony, Rocket Raccoon, Mickey Mouse, Uncle Scrooge, and Donald Duck. 4 IDWs and 1 Marvel. So let me see. So this one, let's see. This is the My Little Pony one. This one, let's see. Does it have the actual cover underneath? Oh, this one, no. This one just starts off with the book. So it doesn't have like that double cover that the Marvel one has. It just starts off like this. Let's see. What is this by? Let's see. What year? What's the copyright here? 2014. So there was something about 2014 that yeah. So okay. So yeah, Mickey Mouse dressed like Mighty Mouse. Definitely. We could do that. But My Little Pony's in the lead though. You know, so far, everyone, My Little Pony is outnumbering everybody. So yeah, so 2014. Yeah, I guess it's like this was back when I was just like trying to snatch up as many sketch covers as I could at the time, and then completely forgot about them. Oops. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Nita is cheating using a second channel, using a second account to add an extra vote for My Little Pony. So there we go. Okay. So we got one for Uncle Scrooge. We got one for Uncle Scrooge as well. So, but My Little Pony is still in the lead. I think we have 3, 4. My Little Pony. I think we have 2 Rocket Raccoons, 1 Mickey, 1 Uncle Scrooge. You know, it's like, you know, so let's, okay, I'm going to give everybody a couple of more seconds here because it's like we're just hitting the half-hour mark. So let's see. Anybody? My Little Pony is definitely in the lead though. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. I'm calling it. My Little Pony in the lead. My Little Pony wins this round. So we are going to put the rest of these away. And like I said, let's open this up. And yeah, so here we go. So we are going to, let me see, is this a double side? No, this is not the double. So the artwork is just going to be on this cover. So because some of them, the cover, the sketch cover covers like the both sides, like the rocket, it would have been a much larger piece. So maybe it was for the best that My Little Pony won. So we're going to do My Little Pony. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bump. And while the bump is running, everybody can then decide what am I drawing on here. Although there is a vote for Amadeo as a My Little Pony, which I did do a chibi version of him. So that should be funny. But, so let's, so I'm going to run that bump. And in the meantime, I'm switching cameras over. You guys can figure out what exactly you want me to draw on this My Little Pony cover. And then we'll get to it. So I will be right. Where's my bump? Where's my bumpies? Oh, I wish StreamYard was a little bit more right. Oh, here it is. So think about it, hold that thought, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. Allison, actually, Nita, if you can load up Allison's bump, I'll play it. I'll play it later. So yes, so we'll upload, because I don't have your bump in my brand folder. So Nita's going to upload it, and then I'll run it later. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's like, well, I know, look, it's like with Disney, I don't know if it's dying, but it's definitely it's definitely it's the friggin' 90s all over again. It's the whole Michael Eisner era at Disney all over again with all the infighting. you know for those of you who don't know, or just not following, or maybe just don't care. So Bob Chapek, that CEO of Disney, was ousted unceremoniously to be replaced by his former boss, Bob Iger. And what happened is that now a rogue, kind of like a rogues gallery of investors, is trying to oust. Well, they're claiming that's what they want to do. They want to. They're challenging Bob Iger, claiming that, well, Chapek did a lot of, it was inept, but it was Bob Iger that started the ball rolling with that. So now it's like there's this whole infighting thing between these rogue investors and the I guess, like, the status quo management at Disney corporate. And it's just, I mean, depending on how you look at it, it's either it's like presidential elections. I think are easier than this. Actually, it's like my my trades. Let me just put my trades back. Actually, no. Yeah, let me just put my trades back so I can have a little room here. Okay, so I have room. So, okay, so let's see. So here we have our My Little Pony. Let me sharpen my pencil in the meantime with my luxurious Mitsubishi Japanese pencil sharpener. It's true. It's made by Mitsubishi. So okay, so what should we put here? What should we do for this cover? What should we do for the cover? What are we doing? Somebody tell me what to do. It's like we could do another Chibi Amadeo on here, but it's like, but it is a My Little Pony cover. Maybe we should, do some like fan art or something. Zecora. Oh, let me look that up. So let me go to my other screen, and I'm gonna, because definitely, oh, okay, so definitely, if let's see, new window. Oh, hold on, let me just put this up here so I can see it. So how is that spelled? Is it, oh, Death Dealer Pony? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have oh, it's a zebra corn. Oh, well, no, not a zebra corn, just a zebra. But okay, all right. So we have Zecora, and then let me see. We have Death Dealer, Frazetta's Death Dealer. So let me take a look at that. Right. So it's like, yeah, well, that's, I mean, it's like you would think that it's the image is so iconic. The the image is so iconic, you would think that I would let's see, how about, okay, so let's see here. Okay, so how about we do, okay, so let's you know what, I've never done this character before because I'm not really familiar with the new Friendship is Magic ponies. So why don't we, let's do both. How about both? So let's kind of do Death Dealer, but it's Zecorna, and see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. So, okay, let's see. So let me see. Let's start with the the basic. Let's see, because these new ponies are a lot different from uh the 80s ponies that I'm used to, with the fat heads, with the fat heads and the fat bodies, and like the tiny, like the thick necks, you know, you know. So let's see. So we got, so let's I forgot. Oh, look at that. It's like, I messed up setting up my music, setting up my stream because of my music, and now I'm forgetting to put my music on. So let's see what we got. So today we're going back to our bossa nova playlist. So I'm going to start. There we go. So we're going to do, ponies to kind of like a 60s Miami Beach, what is it? Kind of at the Fontainebleau, or what is it? South Beach vibe going. So definitely not a Death Dealer vibe musically, but we're keeping it light here. So let's see. So let's see. So we have, let's see. Oh, you used to, I used to have a whole bunch of them too. It's like it's like, it's always the thing where it's like I kind of like regret getting rid of them, but then at the same time I'm kind of glad I don't have them, because I wouldn't know where to put them. So let's see. So let's see. I was particular to Minty myself. I think I had the original Twilight Sparkle. I kind of remember having the original Twilight Sparkle, but I was particular to Minty. And then it's like we kind of got into, like, I never got into, like, I'm confused it with the Care Bear cousins. Because I had all the Care Bears. I had the cloud car and everything. Care Bears was, you see, that's the thing. Care Bears was more of my thing back then. Let's see. And let's see. What is her face? Looks like, they have. Oh, okay. So. There we go. Oh, Firefly. Yeah, which one was that the orange one? No, Firefly. I would have to look them up. No. The orange one was Apple Blossom, I think. I barely remember the OG ponies. Like which ones? Because I think that Twilight Sparkle and Apple Blossom were the only ones from the OG ones to cross over to the new Friendship is Magic one. Oh, the pink with the light. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I think I remember that one. let's see. So, okay. Let's see. So we have, okay, so that, let's see. So I'm just like switching back and forth on my second screen. Let's see. So let me put in the yeah, I mean, there was a video that I have to watch. I think, what was her name? Mina Lee, I think it is. I've been watching a whole bunch of her videos, essay videos lately. I was just watching the one about Bimbo Core and Barbie Core. And it's like, it's funny. It's like I've been hearing a lot of these words lately, like cottage core, Barbie core, and like everything is now a core. Something core. I guess it's supposed to be an offshoot from hardcore, except now it's just something core, like whatever you're into. Core. That's the aesthetic. And and she has, and one of them popped up, comics core. One of them popped up where she was like going, like, I guess the question she was going to talk about is, why do we have a fan? Let's say, why do we all go through fan phases, like fanish phases? And it's like, what do you mean a phase? You mean it stops? What do you mean fandom stops? Fanish phases stop. It's like, it's like sometimes I just feel like I move from one fan obsession to another. It's like it just moves, like it never goes away. I'm just moving on to moving on. It's like I mean, because I have to tell you, my fandom husbando dumpster is chocked to the brim. Way too many fandom husbandos in there. So yeah, so it's like, so I just thought that was kind of like a funny a funny thing to like even think about, like like, what, you stop being a fan? It's like, when does that happen? Does she have eyebrows? Do these ponies have eyebrows? I'm not seeing eyebrows. I guess not. Do these ponies have eyebrows? I'm not. Okay, you know what? I'm not seeing eyebrows. So I'm putting, for the sake of the piece, I'm putting in an eyebrow. The ponies don't have eyebrows. That doesn't. Why wouldn't they have eyebrows? Oh, speaking of eyebrows, Nita, how are your eyebrows? How are your eyebrows? Let's see. So, it's like, I don't know if do eyebrows, are they quick to grow back because they're so short, or is it one of those things that the faster you want them to grow back, they don't? Oh, they're drawn in well. Okay. So there you go. You have the facsimile of eyebrows. So, okay, so let's see here. Okay. Let's see. So she has this. And she has like those tiny little noses. They have dainty little noses. So let's see. So, and then she has these black feet, right? Let's see. I think, what is, okay, so let's see. What is her? Okay, I probably have to. It would help if I enlarge the pictures on the screen. Oh, okay. So her cutie mark is like an African sun. Okay. Okay. I haven't done fan art in such a long time. I've just been, speaking of like obsessing. I've just been obsessing on my own stuff for a bit. I just did like another pile of pencils, of pencil pieces that I'm like in between stuff. I'm like just getting through, just so I have like a nice collection of I guess like promo pieces for later, and you know and so it's been, so that I've been doing that. So this is probably the first time I've done like an actual like fan piece for a while, like fan art or something. Like there was that Rocket Raccoon piece that I did for House of Bob, but that's more like the Barbarella Rocket Raccoon. So not really Rocket Raccoon. So maybe that, I don't know if that would count or not. So let's see. And then she has, okay, so then it's like she has like that big earring. Okay, so let's put that earring in. And it's like, yeah, so and it's just, I don't know, it's like I'm actually I'm having I'm having a good time with this. Because like I said, it's been a while since I've done actual fan art, and it's actually a nice change of pace for a bit, to kind of like just goof around a bit. And I have so many of these covers too. I have so many of these blanks. Like I said, it was a stack. That it's like, yeah, obviously they've just been lying around for a while, and I had completely forgotten. Okay, so she has these. Okay. Now, of course, with all my fan art, there's going to be there's going to be some artistic license. It's like I'm not the type that does like on model, or at least, like fusses too much with being like completely on model when it comes to these, characters. I still want it like to have like my own feel to it. Let's see. So what else do we have here? Okay, so we got the earring, we got the jewelry. Now it's just the stripes. Okay, so now we're gonna put in the stripes. Let's see. Yeah, it's like yeah, I used to do fan art at conventions for a little bit. Because it's like, because what it is that you go to enough conventions, like, oh, you have all these people, doing fan art, and it's like, even when you have like original stuff, you kind of feel like it's like, oh, let me do some fan art and like try to like get some of that shine. And I actually stopped doing fan art almost as quickly as I started doing it. Cause it's like I was doing fan art in the hopes that, it's like, okay, so if you're interested in let's say in how I draw Deadpool, or Harley Quinn, that you'll be interested in checking out my comic book work. No, that's not what happened. It's pretty much that people who collect most of the people who collect fan art, they just collect fan art. And I really had a hard time justifying the amount of time and effort I was putting into trying to get this whole collection of fan art prints. And that was time that I wasn't putting into my books, or my own art, because, it's like, and once I realized that pretty much the people who collect like Deadpool and Harley Quinn and whatnot, they only want that character. Like, they have their fanish thing. Like, that's their fan thing. That's like, okay, they only collect Deadpool, they only collect Harley Quinn or whatnot. And they're not really interested in the artist themselves for what, I'm speaking very generally here. This was my experience at conventions. It's like, which only kind of like made me realize how much conventions had changed over the years. When I started going to conventions, it was all about, it was like really, it was more like very comic centered, and the people who went there, like, not only did they have their favorite artists, it was more, but they just seemed more willing to try out other comics as well, because it was all comics. I don't know. It's like during the Clinton, it's like I always keep saying that we made the most money we've ever made at conventions during the Clinton era, which at the same time was around when Image started. So it was the whole like speculator thing on top of it as well that we were taking advantage of, because people were like, it's like they picked up everything, because just in case you were the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the next Spawn. So, either way, we were taking advantage of that, but the thing is, though, it's like, for the most part, people were seemed a lot more curious about independent books back then, than they are now. So, when I was doing, fan art to kind of like get that crossover, I wasn't having much luck with that. But the thing is, though, I mean, in the end, it's like I was always paranoid about getting busted by a company, for making essentially bootleg prints. I mean, it's like, look, even if you do, this is coming out really nice. I'm very pleased with this. I am very pleased with this. That I was always paranoid about getting busted by companies, for, like I said, for doing bootlegs, because, like, look, it's like, I'm sure everybody's seen the thing online where it's like, oh, fan art is a gray area. It's this, that, and the other thing and it's like, no, it's not. If you do not have the licensing rights to do prints of that character, you're copyright. You're what you're doing is copyright infringement. And the anime kids hated it when I would bring that up in the forums. They would hate that shit. It's like I actually got dogpiled out of. It wasn't specific. It was an Artist Alley forum that mostly talked about like how to get. I guess it was like, like sharing vendors and information about how to get like tchotchkes done. And a conversation had come up about, them complaining, saying that's like, oh, fan art's a gray area. And I came in, being the only adult in the room, it seemed, and said, no, it's not a gray area. You either have the rights or you don't. And the only reason you guys are getting away with your bootleg items is because the companies haven't caught you yet. Ooh, they hated that. Ooh, they hated that. I got so dogpiled out of that group that it's like, you know what? It's not even. You know what? It's not even worth. You know, it's not even worth staying. You know, even for the information. And I think this was like before Alibaba became a thing. So you know, it was yeah, so it's like it was just let's see. And okay, I think I got everything on her. Okay, so I think I got everything. All right. Oh, this came out really nice. I'm actually surprised. I actually surprised myself. You know, it's like well, the thing is though, I mean, anime conventions have been strict with that though lately. That's, you know, it's like I've seen more I've seen more no bootleg rules at anime conventions than anywhere else. You know, that literally studios will go through the artist alley and they will dangle that. You know, it's like, look, if you want us to continue coming to your convention as a company, you have to clean out your artist alley. You know, and they will go through and they go bootleg, 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 and it's like, and like I said, it doesn't matter if it's your own artwork; it's not your character. You know, um, and like I said, these freaking youngins, you know, they were like fighting tooth and nail, uh, try to that they're right, and it's like, no, you're not right. You're not right. You will never be right. The law is not on your side. You know, and then it's like they would also try to like claim it's like, oh, it's falls under fair use and satire, and it's like, look, fair use is for educational purposes. You're selling keychains of Naruto at of your version of Naruto at Anime Boston or whatever convention, right? And and you know, so it's like that's not fair use, you know. And then it's like the whole thing about satire is that that's something that a judge declares, not you. You know, it's like the person doing the infringement, they're not the ones who get to decide what's satire or what's not, what they can get away with. It's like that's not how that works. You get sued, and if you don't comply with the C&D, you know, it's a judge that determines whether your stuff is satire, and by then it's too late. It's like, because the thing is, oh, it's not satire. You selling, you know, some bootleg Attack on Titan shit, you know, that's not satire. It's not fair use. But I mean, man, it's like you couldn't tell these 16-year-olds anything. you know? You know? You know, and that's the thing. And they would fight too. You know, it's like they would go out, like even when the actual companies would say, you know, you out, you know, you can't sell your shit here. It's like they'll try to do the same to friggin' company, you know, representatives. They'll try to argue with them, you know. Oh, so because I'm doing a sketch cover, for this I'm going to be using my Faber-Castell Pitt pens instead of using my Rapidographs, because sometimes the Rapidographs really doesn't like the paper. And like the paper might be just a little too toothy. So so with this I'm going to use the Faber-Castells, the multi-liners. Yeah. So it's not exactly a My Little Pony death dealer. I think that would have a completely different look, but we're still kind of like aesthetically combining the two. Um, Yeah. Um, but yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, though, it depends. I mean, it just depends on the show. I mean, I guess like for the larger shows, they're a lot more serious about it. Yeah, if you're just talking about like you go girl. You go, Allison. You do that My Little Pony death dealer. You do it. You can maybe you can do that when you have the Dapper Dinosaur on. Yeah. Um yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like, like, yeah, like I really, because like I'm only familiar with the larger anime shows like Anime Boston, and I think like the Anime X in California, and then it's like there's an anime show here to Anime New York. I haven't personally been to that show. um but pretty much the larger shows tend to have those more strict rules about what constitutes bootleg, like what infringement. Not even bootleg. Look, it's infringement. That's all it is. Because bootleg kind of implies you're taking something that exists and kind of like trying to play it off as your own product. There were people who were doing that too, that they would take like official artwork and make keychains and stuff with it, and it's like, no, that's definitely infringement. But like for original artwork though, like, because I know a guy that all he does is like these mini paintings of fan art. And yeah, and it's like in the sketch covers too. Like this, I don't think Hasbro is going to give me, or is it Mattel? Who owns My Little Pony? Is it Hasbro? I should say here, Hasbro. That I think like original art, because it's considered like a one-off, that doesn't count. Like they're usually, or at least they turn a blind eye to original artwork, because like it's just the one, and that's it. It's when you're kind of like doing products in mass that they start looking at conventions funny, or because like I was also watching a video on how Disney was going after like people who were selling like Disney merchandise on Etsy. Although the one particular example that they were giving were people who were like actively like like they would get the cease and desist, and then they would just open their store on like a secret store on Facebook and still continue selling the shit they got the cease and desist for. So I don't know if these people were actually like a good example of that I was seeing of Disney going after infringers. But from what I could tell from their website, from what I saw in the video, they were actually selling bootleg. Like they would take like the actual Disney items from the park and like kind of like make their own something. I mean, that's just how it looked to me. But that's the thing though. It's like, if you're doing fan art at a convention, like selling fan art or fan art tchotchkes at a convention, and it's not because it's okay for you to do that. It's because you've just been getting away with it up until this point, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, even if a company never goes after you, that doesn't mean that it's right. You're still infringing. But it's like, what could I tell a bunch of 16 to 21-year-olds, and anime conventions? It's they're not hearing it, It's like, okay, learn for yourself then, you know. But mostly at conventions, it's like I just pretty much stick to my original stuff. Although it's been a while since I've been at a convention. We tried getting into Mocha, but that didn't. We didn't get a table for that. Although technically it was Jose that didn't get a table for it. I neglected to apply for myself. Okay, I thought because I understood that because when Jose said he got a table at Mocha, I thought he got a table at Mocha. I didn't know he just filled out the form. So I didn't bother filling out the form myself. And then it says, yeah, I got rejected for Mocha. So I just have a feeling, and then it's like that's when I regretted not doing it, because I have a feeling that if I had filled out the form for Mocha, I probably would have gotten a table. You know, so take the implication as you will. You know, you know, and the thing is though is that, you know, like conventions for me is just something that I just haven't been excited about doing for a while. It's like, you know what it is? Like doing Kickstarters is such its own animal. And you know, and just so much work. I mean, it's like, it's kind of funny how there's like so many people who think that, oh, you just put something up on Kickstarter and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. And the money just comes in. It's like, honey, I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy. You know, and the thing is that I just find that Kickstarters for me is a more efficient use of my time than a convention. I just personally find conventions to be more of a struggle to get people to want to pay. Like I said, people don't seem to have curiosity nowadays, so it's kind of hard to kind of like tap into that. You know, I mean, but of course, granted, it could be just me at a convention, you know, where it's like it is, I don't know, like I find it harder. Like I can talk like this on camera, like without a problem. I could just keep doing it. But when I'm at a convention, it's like there's so many like starts and stops that I don't know, it's hard for me to get a rhythm going. It's like something that kind of like works with attracting people. And yeah, it's just, you know, and it's like it's just, you know, and it's just a lot of energy expenditure. You know, just to get somebody to come over to the table and like genuinely look at stuff, not necessarily like I'll just poke at it because, you know, I'm feeling pressured by you talking to me type of thing. You know, so well, yeah, you see, yeah, it's like Joe is saying that he misses conventions because he struggles too much on crowdfunding. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's not for everybody. You know, and certain things work better for certain people. You know, it's like some people, you know, like they thrive at conventions. I know that Sam also talks about that too. We just interviewed Rob Multari. Um, if you missed that on the Monday show, you can check that out on the replay. We interviewed Rob, and he said that that's where he built his audience for Nightwolf. Was at conventions, and that and yeah, it's just it's kind of like what I say about like going on all social media, but then like narrow down what you spend like your effort on the ones that are actually working for you and giving you engagement, rather than, because you kind of have to split your time first. But once you start seeing where your audience is building, that's where you should go and concentrate on. And for some people, I mean, it's going to be conventions, because it's like, I don't know, they're just, maybe you're better at engaging with people at a convention than on a crowdfunder. That happens, but that's what it is. It's like, you have to decide where you're going to put your energy, because there's only so much you can do. So going back to the plumber thing, because since we were talking about silly jokes before, so it took a couple of days to get the plumber to come out to take a look at the heater, at the water heater. And yeah, like I said, we were taking like cold showers. I mean, really, like military style cold showers for like the past couple of days. And and it's like, and the thing is, though, it's like, and I remember like Jose getting like a little frustrated at why it was taking so long to get a plumber to come out. And it's like, I go, and it's like, I didn't say this, but it did cross my mind. It's like, dude, this isn't a porno where you can get a plumber out here within a couple of minutes. We actually have to wait several days until the plumber comes out. I mean, so yeah, that was yes, a pornography and their unrealistic expectations. Pizza and plumbing. And also the thing is too, it also reminded me how it's like the saying that society is 3 meals away from complete anarchy, and it's like yeah, pretty much. It's like, so much stuff we take for granted until it's not there anymore, and then it's like we go feral really fast. I mean, it's like, well, you see, but that's the thing, Joe. If shows are working for you, that's the answer. It's like, oh, why are you spending time doing shows? Because I get a better return of investment on doing shows than I do on crowdfunding. I mean, the answer is that there's your answer. It's right there. I mean, it's like, and there's some people like me where it's like, well, I do better on crowdfunding than I do at conventions. So that's why I don't do conventions, I mean, honestly, it's like, I think that at this point, if we went back to doing conventions, it would just be more, networking. It would just be networking, really, rather than selling books, I mean, that's kind of the thing. I mean, it's like, but I mean, it's like, I think the answer is pretty simple, just like people keep telling me, it's like, oh, Twitter this, Twitter that. It's like, I get a lot of engagement on Twitter. It's like, yeah, I do dick on Twitter. There's nothing for me on Twitter, so, but I get all my engagement from Facebook. Is Facebook still down? Is Facebook still in rubbles? Is right now smoking rubble? Oh, the Facebook lives. Okay, all right. Yeah, it usually doesn't go down for long. It's usually that hiccup, and then there's that scream heard around the world, and then it just comes back. Facebook goes, oh, my bad, and then that's the end of it. Okay, so let me get, let's see, where's this one? Okay, so let me just, that's dramatic. Oh, I was outside taking care of a raccoon, and then a hawk dropped before my dogs got to it. Oh, well then. Well, you have to do what you have to do then. Obviously, you live. So you see over here, the dogs, the raccoons. I don't know. I've never seen I've only seen a baby raccoon once. Usually, they're massive here, but it's like I live in New York, in New York City, so it's like these are city raccoons, so I don't know if they're a little different, so we have more raccoons than hawks really here. Apparently you live someplace more suburban, more rural. That's the word. So obviously, so all of a sudden have raccoons and hawks and everything going on. Yeah. They're all exactly. They're all beefed up from the street life. Yeah, no, for real, they are. Yeah, well, I think it depends on what your definition of if boring is, because it's like it's a completely it's a completely different thing to get used to. Oh, well, it's like, Joe, yeah, I agree. It's like there is no one size fits all. There never is. It's like all we can do, it's like all you can do is just collect the information and then take what you need and leave what doesn't work for you, but also, at the same time, it's like there's certain things that it's like, I think what it is too, what happens is that a lot of people underestimate the amount of work that goes into certain advice. And let's not, so it's like we have to be careful that we're not confusing underestimating the work as this thing doesn't work. That's the thing. Like, I know that it's like every time I mention like mailing lists, I mean, people just roll their eyes, and it's like and the thing is, it's like, it's not that I blame them, because a mailing list is actually a lot harder to build than it seems, especially when you're looking for people to be engaged with it. Yeah, I was trying to like figure out something clever for the title, and it's like, what is it? It's like there was something that, like I always mention like the Stoic philosophers, right? So there's this guy that I follow, Ryan Holiday. He's kind of like he's an author who's dedicated himself to Stoic philosophy and putting out books on Stoic philosophy. And he posted something on Twitter that says that he said that the only thing you have a right to is your effort, not the results. And and it's like, and that's kind of intimidating, because it's like there's always this thing where it's like, I don't get it, I'm doing all the right things, and why isn't this working? And the last time I said something like that, I've had people fighting me going, if you're doing all the right things, then you should be succeeding. And it's like, well, I guess from the last episode of the stream, one, it depends on what your definition of succeeding is. And two, it's like, really? It's like, if I do the exact same thing that Brian Polito does, am I going to make almost $500,000 on a Kickstarter? I mean, is that guaranteed? It's like, so no, just because you're doing everything right, everything could go sideways just as much. So it's like so the thing is, though, it's like, so ever since so when I read that, it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, crap, it's like, just because it's like, all I have a right to is my effort, not the results of it, because that's unaccounted for. Me having a mailing list, doing this on Kickstarter, posting on social media, it's like, just, it's like, I could be dedicated to those things, but it doesn't mean I'm going to get the results, that the results are arbitrary. It's like, we were just seeing that recently with, it's like, people complaining for a couple of months how their campaigns weren't funding as quickly as they were in the past. And it's like, Twitter is down now, or semi down, it's like, something going on today, all the Russian hackers are busy. They're extra busy today. And the thing is, though, it's like, I think that in the end, though, what we have to realize is that how we react to things is completely in our control. Like, that's really the only thing. It's like, again, it's like I said, it's like 0% of effort on what you cannot control. So, so knowing that all we have a right to is our effort, not the results of that effort, because like I said, we have no control over that. So technically, yeah, it's like we really shouldn't be. You see, the thing is, though, is that I completely believe in, if something's not working, you either fix it, or, do something else, because, but at the same time, know when you kind of have to know when your time is being wasted, when your effort is being wasted on something. And the thing is, though, is that the only way that we can really adjust our trajectory is by seeing what results we're getting. So it's kind of like a mixed bag to say that, well, we only have a right to our effort, not our results, because the results are arbitrary. But at the same time, I kind of need to see what kind of results I'm getting in order to switch things up, to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, or if I am, or whatnot. So it is kind of strange to say one thing while at the same time it's like, well, but oh, hello, James. Hello. Yes, it's like yeah, it's I'm seeing everybody's comments. It's just that, I don't want to keep going back and forth, to pop them up on the screen, but I do see them. So hello, James. So, okay. So let's see here. So I think we can actually start kind of coloring this. I think we can do that. We've actually finished something enough on stream that maybe I could break out my Copics for a little bit. We got a half hour left, so it's like let's see what we can do with this, especially since I had everything all newly swatched. Right. Let's see. And so yeah, so let me get my my swatch book. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the palette limited. So we're gonna stick with my main set, which is in the baby carriage pack thing. Remember from last from last week. This is actually a baby carriage storage thing that I got at Walt Disney World, and it's perfect for all my markers and my refills. So we're gonna use this. So okay, let me see. Let's go with her. Let's do her stripes first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use this warm gray here for her stripes, and probably the cool grays for her body. Let's do that. So let's start with that first. So I got my little board here. Now, here's the thing, just to warn everybody. It's like, look, when you're doing sketch covers, you're always going to get bleed through. So it's like they never print these things, on thick enough paper that you don't get bleed through. So if you're doing a sketch cover and you're getting bleed through, that's what happens, so that nobody feels frustrated by that. So, okay. So let's, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot her stripes on her head. Look at that. It's like I'm just looking at my reference thing on this other monitor, and no, I don't want that. Of course, it's the last pen that so let me see. So there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so we are going to break out the Copics. Let's see. I don't think Patrick. I don't think the smoking is in character for this character. So let's okay. So let's do that. So let's. It's very nice to have refills for for the markers. I'm very happy I have refills for this. You know, that I just broke down, decided that Copics was going to be the thing, and got refills. You know, in the end, as much as I resisted so much using Copics, or at least like committing to Copics, nothing beats the blending, really. I mean, these, look at how that's becoming so seamless. You know, it's like, yeah, they're expensive and whatnot, but it's like, you know what? I had to go with what worked. That's what it boiled down to. I mean, I've tried every type of marker I could get my hands on trying to avoid Copics. And you know what? Nothing beats the real deal. You know, so it's like, if you want to build your Copic collection, I mean, definitely try to find them on sale. I was hearing that Joann's was discontinuing selling Copics, and it's like, I guess if you have a Joann's, I mean, I don't know if they're available now because word got out really quick. You know, Copics at $2 a piece as opposed to like $8, depending on the color. $8 to $10 sometimes. And it's like, what I'd like to do is, you know, because we have this idea of going to Japan eventually, and we have a friend that's trying to move out there, you know, but it's, you know, it's difficult to do that, you know. And okay, let's, and oh, is her hair white? Oh, then I probably shouldn't start with such a dark color then. I think those, like the ones in front, are white. Okay, so that, all right, so we'll just give it a little, just a tad. You know, and I kind of imagine myself bringing, you know, when it finally happens, like us bringing, well, me, bringing an extra suitcase just to fill it up with Copic markers, because in Japan Copics are like $3 a piece. You know, because they're so common. You know, well that's where they're from. You know, so. I mean, because really, look at this blending. Look at this blending. I mean, I couldn't deny it in the end. You know. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. I still have to color that Rocket Raccoon that I did for that I sketched out for House of Bob that I inked. I mean, I still have it inked in. I just haven't colored it yet. You know. But at least now that I have these sketch covers in an easier place for me to get to, like they're not going to be forgotten this time. That maybe what I just need to do is like, you know, just I don't know, like do one a week or you know or something. Just like start working on one, just to keep it moving. Well, but I mean, I just have so much stuff to do. I think I'll just. Oh, she's looking so pretty. She's looking very pretty. That's what we wanted, right? So let's see. So let's. I don't know. I don't want to go too dark with her gray. I'm just gonna do like tiny little points. You know, just don't want to. That doesn't she look more interesting with eyebrows? Yeah. Just do a little bit more. You know, or if we ever go back to conventions again, you know, I just take the stack of sketch covers with me and just do this the entire time. Oh, we got got a little blobby there, but you know, I think that's fine. It's just on the ear, so I'm not I think you can kind of work that out a bit. Oh, I'm kind of sad that she just has oh, let's okay, so oh, this marker is a little too juicy. So let's kind of blend, let's try to blend this out a bit. Yeah, it kind of bothers me she doesn't have any other. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. We'll put a little bit more color in her once I get this face done. Okay. You know, let's see. Let's give her a little color in the face. Let's see. Let's see. A nice something rosy. Ah, much better. Much better. I am not constrained by the necessities of animation. Ah, that looks nice. That looks cute. I like it. I like it. Let's see. So let's try to do that gold. Let's try to do. Let's see. This is why I don't like I keep the pencils in. I don't like erasing them because I don't know, I think it adds a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more dimension to the sketch. Like it really adds to its sketchiness. It really reinforces the fact that this is a sketch cover, you know. Oh, okay. Oh, I have gotten a new Posca pen. So I use an ultra fine white. Let's try it out on this. Let's try it out. Yeah. Oh, that's looking nice. So I'm only doing this. Usually I wait until like I finish everything to do this type of like finishing details on it. But I just want everybody to get a sense of what the finished piece would probably look like, just to get a sense of it. um oh, that's looking so pretty. Let's see. It's like, well, what would you and Jose think of the most iteration of My Little Pony Make Your Mark? I mean, honestly, I have no opinion on it because, like, I just don't watch it. I've never watched Friendship is Magic. I've never watched any of the new, like, Equestria Girls and anything related to My Little Pony. Like, the new show came out, and I'm like, okay, and kind of left it at that. So I honestly, it's like I have no opinion on it. And Jose doesn't watch it either, so he wouldn't have an opinion on it. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's I don't know. It's like, it's for me right now. It's difficult for me to kind of like get into things. Look, it took me like a couple of years to even get into The Witcher, and Netflix is stopping it after season 4, so I don't even feel kind of like I mean, probably when it comes out, if we still have Netflix, then it's like I'll probably watch it, but honestly, it's like, yeah, I really suck at like kind of keeping up with like new things, with new media. Like the last time we were at Disney, like they had like this show, this nighttime show, and I really couldn't get into it because most of it was all the new stuff, and I never saw all the new stuff. Like, I haven't seen Encanto, I haven't seen Turning Red, I haven't seen, I don't know, whatever else, whatever CG shit that they were putting out, before then. And honestly, it's like I just don't have an interest. And that's kind of like how I feel about the new My Little Pony too. It's just like I don't really have an interest. So, no offense to everybody who's who watches it and whatnot. It just wasn't my thing. It's kind of like when people talk about Power Rangers, or or things like Naruto or One Piece or whatnot. I'm not familiar with any of that. It's just, there just gets a point where it's like, yeah, like I was just doing other things, and yeah, yeah. Oh, and speaking of, it's like, I think I've only rode Splash Mountain once. Um, it's like, one, because you see, the thing is that it's a log flume ride, and I don't like getting wet at a park. So we usually avoid those types of rides. Um, yeah, for people who don't know, so Splash Mountain in its current iteration, which is based on Song of the South, it closed, and they're going to, I guess, upgrade it so that it's based on The Princess and the Frog. And the thing is that, I kind of don't blame them, because it's like, you're talking about they have a ride based on a movie that technically Disney doesn't want to admit exists. And even though it's the source of one of their most famous songs, and I mean, I have a clock that I still have a clock. It's an old clock. It stopped working correctly, but I mean, one of the songs that it could play is Zippity Doo Dah, so but the thing is that Song of the South is this really boring, and that's really what it is. It's this really super boring, very racist movie. It's like, look, I've seen it, I've seen it, and it's like, and that's just what it is, It's like the only thing interesting about it are the cartoon bits, and even then, the cartoon bits are based on really, really racist folktales. So so in the end, it's like, it's like, I'm not gonna miss it at all, because one, like I said, it's a log flume ride, so it's not like we really went out of our way to ride it anyway. But but the thing is that at least with The Princess and the Frog, Disney can actually market that. And you got to remember, all of this is really marketing decisions. They're not moral decisions. It's like what it is. I mean, it's like, never confuse consumerist consumption with activism. This is the thing. Never confuse it. It's like it's like your consumption, your media consumption habits is not a mirror of your morality or lack thereof. Just like people who claim that Song of the South is their favorite movie does not make them, it doesn't make them edgy, contrarian shitlords. I mean, it's like, one has nothing to do with the other. It's like, you're not impressing anybody by saying Song of the South is your favorite movie. It's nobody's favorite movie. So cut that. So it's like, yeah. So if you ever hear anybody say it, it's like, just tell them to cut it out. It's like, no, it's nobody's favorite movie. And you're not being some kind of, I don't know, whatever you think you're being by saying that, it's kind of like, like I said, consumption habits has no reflection on your activism. Consumption is not activism, just like re-theming Splash Mountain does not cure racism. In society, they're just re-theming because then it's easier for them to market without the specter of this cartoon, always, raising its head. So Disney's not doing Disney's not doing an activism either by changing it. They're just making marketing easier for them. So that's my very cynical take on it, and I think that people need to remember that, Disney doesn't care about marginalized people. Disney cares about the profits they can get from marginalized people. That's it. So always be sus in February and June. That's all I can say. When it comes to big companies, sus February, sus June. You know, you know. I mean, what's ironic about Coonskin, which is a Ralph Bakshi cartoon, and it is that I think that there was probably for the amount of people that complain about how voice actors should match the race of the character they're playing, one, that's a whole different conversation. But the thing is, though, is like Ralph Bakshi on Coonskin, he hired all these black people to do the voices. So at least he wasn't pulling like the guy who Seth whatever, the guy who created like American Dad and Family Guy and whatnot. He had this show called The Clevelands or something, and it's an all white cast voicing all black characters. But here we have Coonskin where Ralph Bakshi, now mind you, I'm not saying that makes the cartoon any less racist, because that cartoon is fucking racist too, but in the end, that's not, my decision to make. In the end, it's like, look, it's like, I'm just saying how I see it. And it's like, look, if nobody else considers it that, it's like, okay, so you watch it. I'm good. I'm good. I don't, but, it's like, I'm not the consensus, but the thing is, though, there is a consensus that there's a general consensus that cartoon's racist as fuck. So that's, but it exists, that's what it is, you cannot watch it if that's an issue, or you can watch it if you want to watch it, that's, but always be wary of any corporation, claiming, that they're suddenly being concerned, let's just say, or they want to celebrate you. Always be sus of a corporation that does that. Which is why the whole thing about, Disney being woke is so stupid to me, because it's like, oh, you guys don't know the history of this company, do you? They're just another corporation taking advantage of what they think will make money. Woke has nothing to do with it. It's like, will these dumb bitches buy our shit? That's the question. If they think they'll get money out of you by pandering to whatever they think will get money out of you, they will do that. Always ask, is this representation or is it marketing? Always. So here it's like, what time is it? So it's just hitting the second hour. So this is what I have so far. I think it's coming out quite neat, don't you think? I think it's neat. This was coming out a lot better than I was expecting. I mean, it's like, maybe the death dealer aspect of it is, just completely superficial, but I think overall, like, once it's done, I think it'll be a really, really nice piece. I mean, I'm actually surprised myself. It's been a while, like I said, since I've done fan art, and I'm very happy with how this is coming out. So like I said, I kind of like tried to finish up these parts just to kind of give everybody an idea as to what like the final piece would look like, as opposed to just having another unfinished piece on a stream. So yeah, so keep an eye on my Facebook, because when I get this finished, I'll post it up there so everybody can see what it looks like done, and then Nita can fist fight. Nita can fist fight. She could Thunderdome for it, as she always does. No, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so let me just take that off. Okay, so all right, so let me just put this back on me screen. So let's see, what are we doing here? Yes, I'm just putting this back here. Yeah, there's never a graceful way of doing this. Okay, so, and then poof, there we go. Oh, okay, so there we have it. So look at that. So killing two birds with one stone here. I got to use my swatches and I get to use the variant covers, these blank sketch covers that I found after cleaning the office. So remember, clean your space so that you can find everything. Oh, hello, brown dog. Hello. Patrick, I mean, it's Ralph Bakshi. It's you're not off by much, even if you're thinking. Also, you got to remember, the coonskin, I think, was also known as heavy traffic. So they had to change. I guess it's like it runs under two different names. So it's heavy. It's either heavy traffic, but the actual name is coonskin. So I think you might be able to find it on YouTube. I'm not sure. So here we have it. I think another successful stream with this beautiful. I'm very pleased. I'm very happy with how I'm looking at it on the screen. I mean, it's right next to me, but I have to look at it on the screen, and I'm very pleased with the way it's coming out. I'm definitely going to continue, like, probably with the Death Dealer color scheme for like the background and whatnot. But just to and the thing is, maybe I don't know. It's like, because I was thinking, it's like, how would I, it's like, could I incorporate the axe into it so that it's kind of like, or should I like not bother? Because I know that the ponies, no, don't bother. Okay, so we'll just stick with the color scheme of the background with that, because I wouldn't want to ruin it. And that's the thing. Someone had asked, I forgot which show, someone had asked me, when do I know when to stop? And it's like, yeah, you kind of have to know. It's like, because there's always that danger zone where it's like, I could very easily overwork it and overthink it. But so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to just color in the rest of the pony, and then it's like, I'm going to do the rocks, and I'm going to do the kind of like the flame background, and then just leave it at that. It's like, I think that's what we'll do with that. So like I said, here we are at the end of another stream. It's like, oh, poof and poof. So here we are. I just want to thank everybody who joined me in the chat today. Thank you, Brown Dog. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Charles. If you're probably you're probably going to listen to the rest of this when you get home. Thank you, Allison. Thank you everybody who showed up. Grant showed up. Hello. Efrain, it's like, look, it's like I saw all your comments. If I missed anybody, but I did see your comments, so thank you so much for coming over. And thank you to the 8 people who stuck out with us for the 2 hours. Thank you so much. I hope that the conversation was something at least worth listening to while you were doing whatever it was you were doing. So thank you so much for that. So today we got a lesson in, if you're watching this from Facebook, definitely come on over to YouTube, because we saw it today, what happens when Facebook decides to act up. And I don't want you to miss a thing. So even though there's always a replay, you guys can watch. So like I said, thank you so much. And just remember, Tall Tales to Peacekeepers on Kickstarter right now in its final 8 days. We're really, really close to reaching 4,000, which would be wonderful for this series. It was the little campaign that could. So thank you so much for supporting the campaign. And again, also, Jose has the Oswald Chronicles. Also, he's the writer of Tall Tales, so he also has the Oswald Chronicles on Kickstarter as well. So all the links are in the show notes below. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of other campaigns too you could check out. We have the pre-launch for Doghouse. We have Life on Cora. We have Sunrise Blossom. Like I said, it's like, don't miss a thing. It's all in the show notes. So thank you so much. I will be back on Friday with Nita at 11 a.m. Where we'll be talking about anything that comes to mind, or we'll be answering your questions, whichever happens on the thing. So so if you and also don't forget to watch the replay if you're just catching the very end of this. But like I said, we'll be back on Friday. With another stream, and and like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that you get notified whenever any of our streams go live. Hold on. There we go. So there is, and just as I promised, I'm just making sure to see whether Allison's trailer is here, and yes, it is. So yeah. So if you are interested in seeing more of my artwork and to learn more about me and my art and my campaigns and all that, and maybe, don't miss when I finally post the finished version of this thing, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and real-time updates. Just about what's going on. And like I said, make sure to check us out on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you subscribe to both our channels just to be nice, because it's for free, and hit all the buttons and hit the notification bell. So like I said, so you get notified. And remember, you can read EGORAVEN Air the First Unicorn on my website for free with daily uploads from Monday to Friday. So you can read it for free, or you can download the 16-page sampler of the first issue if you want to check it out before the campaign goes live sometime sometimes in spring 2023. But if you want your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings type of adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales online. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, the next story arc, the next story arc, Tall Tales Tears of the Mother, is uploading right now, every day, Monday to Friday. So you can also read that for free, because more Tall Tales is coming up this year as well. So thank you again, everybody, for coming. Thank you for all the commentary and all the, all the discussion and whatnot. I hope you have fun, because I know I did. I had fun with this piece and everything. And on that note, I will see everybody later. Bye.
entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?